Oh dear. Hi, Bevan Clatworthy here for the TinkerVlog, for the Tinkerbot Games guys. So, for this vlog, quite exciting news. You probably saw in the opening little video there. The GameCrafter has sent me some lovely stuff. Obviously all printing labels have been removed to save the innocent. Before I start looking into that though, so the first thing is the coffee break BGD thing has been really successful, really useful for me this week. So I managed to hit the 5 days, and each of those 5 days I managed to design a new, or sort of re-implement or rejig some element of other games. It's been fantastic. Just those 15 minutes and I've managed to make a lot of progress. All I need to do now is sit down in the evenings with the laptop and sort of plow out and make those cards or changes or whatever needs to be done. But it's been super useful, so I am going to try and continue on into next week and see if I can make it, a 2-week thing. Maybe see if I can hit for the month. Who knows? But the other bit of exciting news. So, I don't know if you remember a little while ago I talked about an old prototype I had called Bubbles. This is sort of a game about throwing sort of bath time, and you had to throw bubbles at other people's bubble forts and make them pop, and treasure would pop out, and there was other cards that did things like a flying hedgehog could pop bubbles, whilst an indestructible bubble would make it super hard so the flying hedgehog would just bounce off it again. So I got all excited about the idea, and I decided what I would do is use the artwork that I'd had commissioned years and years ago to try and make myself a fancy cool looking new prototype, and it came today. I picked it up from the post office. So I thought for this episode I would just sort of have a brief look through, see how it looks. I did have some concerns obviously as I was uploading, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I told the guy who made it, I just want, it needs to be this size, it needs to be this kind of, coloration, that kind of thing. And there was all those there's these things I've learned now from making Ghostal and that, about, needing bleed lines, needing certain colour types, certain file types even as well, that I never even thought of. But I thought, screw it, I'm just going to try and make it anyway and see what it looks like. So here we go. Right, so there's a bit of packaging material there. Yep, keep that for other things. Yeah, so my fears have been realised. You can see there the cut lines around those cards are quite severe. Although it does look kind of cool, like popping out like that. Oh man, but to have it turned into like a card, that is pretty cool. Okay, oh, free baggie. Whoa, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Because of the way that's been cut, it's created this kind of crazy striping effect. Yes, poker-sized cards. Come on, my beauty. I won't do a card count on camera because that would just be boring. But we'll flick through some of these cards. So, on the top we've got the forts. So, we've got the forts there. So there's the 4 different kinds of fort. Uh-oh, I don't think I've ordered enough of these. Is there more in the deck somewhere else? Fingers crossed. Oh, there they are, yeah, I see them. Right, and then they flip over when they're destroyed, and they turn into these grey things, but there's just enough around the edges to keep the barriers, so you can see roughly what colour they used to be. I mean, not really, it really matters, but, fantastic, look at that! That's cool, okay. Okay, cool. Let's give me a kniffy at the wee. Now, the cards themselves. So that's the card backs. Yeah, it's to make that look a little bit more professional. That could have done with a nice sort of rounding on the edges there that matches the round, the cutting of the cards into a round edge. But yeah, that is cool. Super busy, but very cool. Awesome. Right, okay, let's flip it over. So these are the sort of standard Bubbles cards. Yeah, you can see the way that's been cut, look. Just double check I've got that in the right spot. Yeah, you can see the way that's been cut. It's left, a thicker brim around that end than it has this end. And that seems to have translated through all the other cards. But yeah, there we go. It's the usual good quality card stock. Lovely. White core? Don't know. Yeah, so we're going to have to get a graphic designer to work on that so that they're better positioned. But yeah, there you go. Flying hedgehog. The rubber duck of awesome. There's some more of the bubbles cards. There's a double bubble, triple bubble. Oh, look at this beautiful, vivid colours as well. That's going to be very kind of, because we do want to aim this at families. You know, this is a family style game. It's light, simple, silly fun, with lots of take that in it. Very, you know, boiled down to its real core of take that. The bubble gum gun, the bath bomb. Oh man, these look awesome, despite the bad cutting. Bubbles washing up liquid. Take a bubble card from the plug hole and throw it. Toy battleship 157. I'm sure that's significant somewhere. The rainbow bubble. So this rainbow bubble counts as a bubble card of any colour. Oh, there's the other forts. Right, I'm going to sift those out as I come across them because I'm really hoping I ordered enough. Pass the scrubber. Indestructible bubbles, that's what I was telling you about. It turns the bubble into like, basically this indestructible thing, and it's like there's a stacking system involved. So if someone says, oh, I'm going to throw a green bubble at you, and then they go, no, I'm going to throw a hedgehog at you, and they go, oh no, but I make it indestructible like this, and then suddenly, oh bother, my hedgehog just bounces off. Bing. It's kind of cool. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Yeah, there's another fort. Yeah, there's the fort, fantastic. Let's hope I've ordered enough. 2 over there. That's weird how this has been cut, because it's kind of like, because when you put it on there, you say, oh, I want 4 of those, 4 of those, 3 of those, 2 of those. The Duck of Doom! So, yeah, interesting how it's cut them. So, well, there we go. So there's like a lot of bubbles again, so there's more of those, there's more treasure cards. Oh, pass the scrubber. Remove a bubble card from one of your bubble forts. You may then throw a bubble card, which is great. More forts. Oh, the hand fan. Play on a bubble card that was thrown this turn. You may deflect it to any other matching bubble fort. And I think there was a rule as well that if you couldn't match when it would go to the plug hole, but that doesn't make much sense to me. Cool. Right, so that's just more of those. Oh, that cut the colours. The colours just come straight out at you. Cracking stuff. Yeah, I am looking forward to playing some more around with this. So, one of my coffee break BGD challenges that I set myself this week was to come up with some variants, as I sort of explained during the original Bubbles video, to try and figure out ways to get more out of these decks. I mean, I know there's simple card games like Exploding Kittens, or was it Unstable Unicorns as well, where they have just one thing that you do, and that's good enough for them. And they're basic, they're simple, but they've got quite a large license behind them and a lot of push they can shove behind that. Whereas myself, I need to be able to show that people are getting value from, well, I feel that people should feel like they're getting value from what is effectively quite a simple little card game. So yeah, the hope is that I came up with about 5, I think, and I'm pretty sure a couple of them are going to be like, no, that's not going to work, or you need to add extra elements to get them to do something. But fingers crossed, we can get something together that means that this particular card game will have 4 or 5 different ways you can play, obviously other than the main method. And then, yeah, we'll be able to give people the extra value that I'd hope to do. So yeah, I think that's going to actually do for it today. I think that's quite a short one. Mostly I just wanted to show this. Oh, and GameCrafter, fantastic. So their service was brilliant. They got this thing printed up really fast. Decent quality cards there as well. Nice cutting. Their upload thing is quite easy to use. I mean, it kind of shows you where the cut lines were, and that's where I was sort of a bit worried about how much of the actual borders would have been cut off. I mean, we definitely have to get a graphic designer onto those pictures to sort of extend out those borders, or maybe just shrink the image down a little bit so there is more of a border around them. But the GameCrafter itself is a fantastic resource. I mean, the stuff they're coming up with at the moment, little acrylic standees that you can buy that have got your picture inside of them, so they look fantastically detailed, and you can sort of use them instead of miniatures. Just brilliant stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a whirl, and a big thumbs up to GameCrafter for what they've produced. I mean, look at the colour. Yeah, so cool. Anyway, yes, enough gushing. Cheers guys, I'll see you next week.